Good morning, Mr. Devereaux.
Good morning, sir.
So you're charged with theft, facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. You guys have worked out an agreement where they're offering you 60 days in jail with credit for the 158 that you've already done. You give up a lot of rights by entering this agreement. You need to understand that this step will go on your record. From now on, you're facing a minimum of 90 days in jail.
Yes, sir.
You understand?
Yes, sir.
You're giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. So once you plead guilty, there's no turning back. Is this what you want to do?
Yes, sir.
It's also alleged that you had a prior theft from a person in May of this year out of the 232nd District Court. Is this true or untrue? Okay, true to the enhancement. How do you plead to the offense? Guilty or not guilty? I will find you guilty. I'm going to sentence you to the agreement. We will find the enhancement true, and best of luck to you, sir. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Mr. Lopez, you were charged with reckless driving. You're facing up to 30 days in jail and or a $500 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge. On December 11, 2024, the officer was on active patrol at the 5500 block of East Sam Houston Parkway when he observed the defendant's motor vehicle approaching rapidly from the rear at a high rate of speed, over 53 miles per hour in a 45-mile-per-hour zone. The officer also observed the defendant suddenly change lanes to the right without using a turn signal and nearly missed the officer's patrol vehicle by mere inches. The officer had to move further to the left and accelerate to avoid being struck by the defendant's vehicle. The officer conducted a traffic stop, and upon contact with the defendant admitted to driving at a high rate of speed.
Mr. Lopez, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. Can you check to see if he has a valid Texas driver license?
There's no driver's license on file, and further, the officer noted in the DIMS that a driver's license search revealed it to be suspended at the time of the stop. So,
Mr. Lopez, you are not allowed to drive. I'm going to have you sign an affidavit with me today. Promise me that you're not going to drive. I don't care what's going on in your life. If you do not have a Texas driver license and liability insurance, you are not allowed to drive, and this is a condition of your bond. I don't know what your status in this country is, but if you go to jail and immigration finds you and you're not in this country with permission, they will put an immigration detainer on you, and you will be stuck like Chuck in custody until this case is over with. Do you understand? We will have you sign this affidavit. It will be a part of your bond conditions as well that you're not to drive. We're going to reset your case to give you time to hire a lawyer. All right, come up. We'll have you swear to this, and then can you file the driving, please?
yes, Judge.
File the bond conditions. We'll have you sign it, and after that, you'll be free to go, sir. Waive appearances. Good morning, Mrs. Eladon. You speak English?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Zeladon, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. You guys have worked out an agreement where they're offering you 6 days in jail with credit for the 2 days that you've done. You realize what's happening, right?
Sir.
This is going to go on your record. It's going to be there for the rest of your life. You can never take it off. If you get in a car, you've had anything to drink, you get pulled over, an officer's going to see a prior DWI. If they smell it, they go to your car. It's probably not going to end well. What we're doing today, from now on, you're facing a minimum of 30 days in jail. No more proverbial slaps on the wrist. Do you understand? So if you want to get lit, 32 beers, 52 shots of tequila, don't get into a car, even if you've had a sip. You're taking a huge risk. You understand? You're giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. Once you plead guilty, there's no turning around. You cannot return this like Target. You sure you want to do this? No, I guess nothing else.
Doesn't help the same transaction. We're going to be dismissing the felony.
Okay, that's a great deal. But I'm going to tell you now, when transactions like this happen, they're going to do this kind of bargain only so many times before they really get it to you. Do you understand? All right. How do you plead to the offense? Guilty or not guilty? I'm going to find you guilty, sentence you to the 6 days in jail, credit for 2. What do you do for a living, Mr. Zeladon?
Dishwasher at the Pharmaceuticals Cantina.
Different crowds, you can send away the metro funds. Yes. He's making, he told me, probably makes around 400 or 500 a week. Rents about 500, his car about $500.
Who do you live with? Who do you live with? Shh. In the evading, how fast was he going? I'm going to suspend your license today. I want you to understand that you're not going to be allowed to drive after today.
Going 66 miles per hour.
Okay, I'm going to suspend your license for 90 days, Mr. Zeladon. And let me make something very clear to you that DWI is huge business in this state. Extremely. What Mr. Strauss is asking me to do is waive $3,000 in surcharges that you would otherwise be required to pay, not to mention the $500 in court costs. Everyone makes mistakes, right? We all do. But the idea is that you don't continue to make the same mistake where you endanger other people's lives. I will, as a courtesy for you guys now, but I'm going to tell you, another DWI, a second DWI, is a surcharge of $6,000, not to mention court costs of another $500. So you pick up another one, HE double hockey sticks to pay. You understand?
Sir.
All
right, man. Good luck.
Thank you.
I appreciate you for your time, sir.
What's it say it again?
You just wait on it.
No, you can do both. Sorry. What's the last name?
It is.
Perez. Ronaldo. Is that it? Ronaldo?
Yes, that's right.
You're right, no, no, no. Puedes poner su pulgar en la luz azul.
I need you after, please.
Okay.
Puede ir con su abogado.
You're paid.
All I heard was second.
Good morning, Mr. Perez. Shh. Jesse, I'm going to mute you for a second. Mr. Perez, you were charged with 3 cases. You were charged with having a false or fictitious driver's license. You're charged with theft. You're also charged with felony fraud. It looks like you have worked in agreement where they're going to dismiss 2 and you're pleading to the theft. Is this how you understand it, sir? Understand that this theft will go on your record. It's going to be there for the rest of your life. Once you plead guilty, you can never take it off. Mr. Petaway, come up. Take a seat in the jury box, please. You are giving up a lot of rights by entering into this agreement. You give up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. Under federal law, you give up the right to appeal. Once you plead guilty, this will go on your record. It will be there for the rest of your life. Do you understand?
Yes.
One of the other things you need to understand is that you now are facing a minimum of 30 days in jail for any new cases that you pick up. The other thing you need to understand is this is an enhanceable offense. If you pick up 3 of these, you will now be looking at another felony charge. Knowing all this, do you still want to go forward with this plea bargain? How do you plead to the offense of theft? Guilty or not guilty? I will find you guilty, sentence you to
It's 12 days credit for 5, something like that.
12 days in jail, credit for 4 days. On motion of the state, your second case will be dismissed. Take note, because this is only going to happen so many times before they're going to be seeking a tremendous amount of jail time. We want our streets safe. Do you understand, Mr. Perez?
I understand.
All right, good luck to you, sir.
Thank you, Judge. Excuse me. Thanks.
He speaks English.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I don't need you. Look, can I give you the cause number? Do you need it?
Yes, Judge.
251 8649.
Thank you, Judge.
Did you get the cause number on this? Manzano? Mr. Manzano?
Yes, sir.
I brought you into court because I have bond violations yet again. Is this a 3rd violation? Please.
May I be heard on that, Judge?
Absolutely. I just want to make sure that it is if I'm remembering correctly, it is a third violation.
Okay. Initially, I have a pre-hearing motion for continuous, Judge. I like to have time to prepare for this. This is not a normal allegation of 19 skip tests. This young man works as a machine operator. Every day he's gone to work. This machine that he operates could cause injury to himself or to others if he is operating while intoxicated. Once we get all the work records, Judge, we could show you that there was never any reprimand, any suspension, anything from work that causes you cause you to believe that he was operating the machine while intoxicated. In addition, Judge, I like to subpoena Smart Start records. He attempted to go over there yesterday to get records, but of course, they just gave him a 1-800 number, and then they said, well, we'll send it to you in about a week. So, Judge, this is very questionable whether or not he skipped 19 tests. In reference to the third violation, this is the third violation that pretrial found, but the first one was that when he was released from court, he went to pretrial, and he thought pretrial was going to call him up to give him the information of where to go to get the ignition interlock. He never got that information. He was confused. And as soon as I received that email about him not having the portable device, I informed him within 5 or 6 days he had it. He's very responsible, Judge, for what he is charged with.
All I know.
Secondly, Judge, that second one, it's totally should be given any credit. This is the one that he was given a drug test. He went and took his drug test. 2 days later, they notified him to come back and give another drug test.
I got it. I understand. And I certainly won't take that into account, Jesse. But I'm going to tell you now, we have here from November 27th, 2024 to December 17th, we have 19 skip tests. Unacceptable if this is true. Unacceptable.
I agree 100% if it's true, Judge.
So let's do this. I'm not going to give you a lot of time, but I can give you, up to a week. We can have a hearing on this next Thursday if you'd like. And
These next 2 days, I'm not available,
any
Judge.
that you want.
Next 2 days, I'm not available. I've got my funeral going on, and we're about to leave shortly. It's in Sugar Land, and we're going to be there all day. And tomorrow at 10 o'clock, it's going to repeat. If you allow me, Judge, I need to get records from both the company and from Smart Start.
I have those records to you today, Jesse.
The only thing I received was the allegations.
I mean, we will send you the allegation. I will send you every piece of record that we can muster up to get to you, but I'm not setting this out 2 weeks for a bond hearing. And not when we're skipping tests like crazy. I will give you a reasonable amount of time, but I'm not going 2 weeks.
May I offer a suggestion?
Judge, the coordinator is going to be out next week and I'll be coordinating. So can we do it on
I'm not doing 2 weeks. This is a bond violation hearing.
May I make a suggestion, Judge? Why don't we put a ankle monitor on him? There's no way he could skip that. If we put that on, then you know if he's consuming anything.
Okay, Jesse. Just because we love you.
I love you
Put the
too,
ankle
Judge.
monitor on. But I'm going to tell you now, if I get any violation, and I don't care how minute it is, I'm going to grow horns and a freaking tail. Do you understand? You better look at every single thing that you put in your body, when you put it in, what it is. I don't care what holiday it is, and I don't care who you're with. You get a hot violation on that thing, I'm going to be hot. You understand? There's absolutely no excuse, Jesse, and I will not entertain anything if it goes hot.
I understand that, Judge.
All right, you get it today. No more excuses.
And then someone should be sending the portable report for all the violation dates, showing like the window and everything, so you can
All right.
attach on all.
Okay, we'll send him down to get it now, Jesse, but I'm up to here. Like I tell my kids.
I understand, Judge. When do you want to reset this to then, Judge?
I don't know. How old is this case?
It's a date of arrest is July 6th.
So it's, we'll give you 30. At that time, though, it's time to put up.
I understand.
Okay.
He was originally on 128.
Do you want to keep the 128 day?
That'd be fine, Judge.
Is discovery complete?
Your Honor, discovery is complete. Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so it's clear trial on that day, Jesse, all right?
I got it. Thank
Okay,
you.
man, have a great holiday.
You too. Bye-bye now.
Humbug.
Mhm. I know it.
Judge, so for this violation,